everybody. Today we're going to talk about adding integers. Before we get started with adding integers, I want to talk about rational numbers. Rational numbers are any number that can be written as a fraction, a positive or a negative fraction. And that includes decimals and fractions and whole numbers and integers. And today we're going to be adding integers, which also the family of integers has the whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, as well as the negative numbers. So it's negative and positive whole numbers, including 0. That's what we're going to be working with today. Okay, let's take a look at this first example. 2 rounds remain in a friendly video game of Zombie Pretzel Attack 2. Each zombie pretzel cheesed scores 100 points. Each player cheeses 3 zombie pretzels. Write each player's new score. Tell how you found each score. If you'd like to pause the video right now and give this example a shot, try to figure out each player's new score, and then play the video, continue playing the video because I'm going to go over this example right now. The first player scored 200 points and has earned 300 points. So if we take 200 points and add 300 points, if we were on a number line, we would be continuing to move in the positive direction. So if I add 300 points, I end up with 500. So my new score for player number 1 is 500. Player number 2 is at negative 400. That is to the left of 0. So negative 400 is here. And I need to add 300 points. I would be moving to the right. If each jump is worth 100, 3 jumps, 1, 2, 3. And this would be negative 100. So player number 2 has a new score of negative 100. Player number 3 is at negative 200, which is in between negative 100 and negative 400, right there. And that player starts here. When they move 300 points, 1, 2, 3, we are at positive 100. If you think about it, negative 200, you would have to earn 200 points to make your way back to 0, and then add 100 more points because the player earned 300 total. So 100 points is the new score for player 3. Okay, so let's talk about adding integers together. This example here says 3 plus n when n equals 5. So we replace the n with 5, and we're asking for 3 plus 5. Now this diagram shows how you would use a number line to show the answer for 3 plus 5. 0 is like your home base, and our little man here is at 3. That's your starting point. We start with 3, and we're going to add 5 to it. So the red line here shows us adding 5, and our new location of where our little man would be is 8. So 3 plus 5 equals 8. Both of these integers are positive, so we start with the number and we move to the right because the second number is positive. Now the next example is when we have one positive integer, 3, plus a negative 5 now. So 3 plus negative 5. When the second number is negative, you need to move backward on the number line. So we start with our little man here at 3, and we're moving back 5 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're moving backward 5 places, and we end up with negative 2. So 3 plus a negative 5 means you move backward 5 places, we end up with negative 2. The next slide is showing absolute value. I just want to remind you that absolute value is the distance from 0, how far a number is from 0. The picture here is showing that when we added 5, the distance from 3 was 5 places. When we added a negative 5, the distance was still 5 places, but it was in the opposite direction. When it was a negative 5, we moved to the left, and when it was a positive 5, we moved to the right. So 3 is our center point. The distances are 5 on either side. Okay, so our first example with adding integers. Find the sum of 2 plus negative 8. So here's our number line, and our little man is going to start at 2. Do this with me and fill this in on your notes. So our little man here is at 2. And we're going to add negative 8. So that means we're going to go to the left 8 places, moving backward, like we talked about in the last slide. So if we go 8 places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the new location of where the little man should be is negative 6. So 2 plus negative 8 is 8 units from 2 in the left direction. We had to move to the left because negative 8 is negative, so we move backwards. Okay, if you want to pause the video now and try this example, I'm going to go over how to figure this out, but try it on your own first, and then play the video, and I'm going to go over it right now. Negative 5 plus negative 6. So, if we have our number line, here's 0. Negative 5 is right here. So this is our starting point. Okay? And we are going to add negative 6, which means we have to move backward or to the left 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10, negative 11. So our answer is we are 6 units from negative 5 in the left direction. So our answer here is negative 5 plus negative 6 equals negative 11. Okay, so now that we've done those two examples, I want you to keep in mind the additive inverse, a really important vocabulary word to remember. The additive inverse is telling you that when you take a number and add its opposite, you will always end up with 0. Okay? If you have $5 and you spend $5, you have nothing in your pocket. You have no money. The example here I gave you is during the day, if the temperature rose 10 degrees and then fell 10 degrees during the night, then there would be no change in the temperature from the very start of the day. It cancels each other out. So we have we have the arithmetic way, showing numbers, giving an example here. The second example is showing you the commutative property, that you could switch the order and still end up with 0. And the algebraic way, for any number, they just use the letter A. It could be really any letter of the alphabet. And then also the commutative property way of switching that around to show the additive inverse of addition. So a very important vocabulary word, please don't forget that. When you add a number and its opposite, you end up with 0. Okay, I want you to practice and try these examples, and the next video will show you the answers for these and how to work those out. But give that a shot, and good luck.